How you doing, Cavs? I'm Sierra Winsiger, and this is the Cav Report. Former U.S. Ambassador Ross Wilson came to the CoLab to talk with students about his international experiences. While he was here, students were able to ask questions and learn more about current issues facing Turkey. You can visit the JCCC website for more information about Wilson. Sporting KC player Graham Zusi visited the campus last week. Here's Nick with the story.
Sporting KC player Graham Zusi came to campus and signed autographs, jerseys, and other items for students and faculty.
What are your kind of impressions of the campus?
It's been great. I got a bigger reception than I thought I would. So came out here, there was a nice little line. I got to meet a lot of the students, a couple of the athletic teams. It's been a lot of fun. This is actually my second time. I did an appearance over at the gym, I think last year or the year before that, letting them know how appreciative we are as players. And they're what drives us throughout the match. And to be able to say thank you to them is a lot of fun as well.
He also took pictures with both the men's and women's soccer teams. He went to the CoLab and learned about the motion capture class. For JCAV TV, I'm Nick Urban.
Looking for something quick to grab before heading off to class? Located in the Student Center next to the bookstore is the C-Store. The C-Store is a place where students and faculty can get a variety of drinks, snacks, desserts, pencils, and much more. For more information about their hours, you can check out the JCCC website. Last week in the Comm building, student Kimia Ebrahimzadeh played her violin for the student concert series. Here's the story.
I'm playing classical music and traditional music from my country. So I have two actually models. One from Iran, Mr. Yohabi, and one who lives here in New York is Isaac Perman. This is my goal, to go there and play for him. When I started music, I thought it is like magic. I could have everything with music. So I think I was in love with music and actually with my instrument. And now I am a teacher. And my goal is helping the other person, the other people who is in love with music. So it is just my goal to help them to feel that amazing thing. Being able to play all the techniques and know all of them, and then you can talk with your music and you can say your feeling with your improvising. I think this is more interesting for me.
Professionals from the International Association of Business Communicators of Kansas City held a panel where students could learn more about marketing and public relations. The panel included specialists in career coaching, communications, and marketing. They offered advice to students looking for careers in marketing and PR after graduation. This semester, JCCC opened a new film class. Here's Malik with the story.
With growing student interest in creating videos, JCCC added 2 new film classes. We talked to Professor Tanya Hughes to learn more about the classes.
In this class, what I'm really wanting is first and foremost for them to understand about film as an art form and how they're making their work, for them to take it very seriously. I often refer to art making as being serious play. Serious being the topics, like they have to pick serious topics and they have to do research and understand that it's about conveying a message or an intent to a viewer. But then the play being, how do you do that right? The technical exploration, the kind of experimenting with all kinds of different ways. Do you want to do something that's sort of funny even though it's a serious topic? Do you want, is it, all that experimenting with the different methods of getting to it. The end result being that they'll have the beginning of an understanding of how to make film as art. FMS 200, so it's a lecture studio combination. So some of the information kind of overlaps because in this class too I'm teaching about techniques and about film theory and how to analyze film, but the point of it is a little different, and here they're learning it because they're analyzing their own creations or thinking through what they're wanting to make. But it is a studio class, so they're actually creating their own films, their own like shorts and video clips. I start them off with DSLRs because I think they're the most user-friendly and the easiest because they're sort of familiar with working with those already, most of them. And then we're switching to the Sony camcorders, like professional grade camcorders after this. And then by the end of it, they'll also be working with boom mics and with different things like that. So as the course progresses, it'll get a little bit more complicated in the equipment that they can choose.
We also talked to current film student Jonah to hear his thoughts on the class.
Film 100 is more of like the overview and business of film. They talk a lot about kind of the positions you'd have, like, you know, the producer position, how that's more like you work with the finances, and then you have the director, who's more the artistic vision of the overall film, and just sort of how the industry in itself works and how certain films follow maybe like certain formulas and how like that's shaken up and whatnot. The other class, 200, is more like making films. It's about editing. You learn a lot more about composition, about how to like actually technically shoot and make a movie and kind of what's going into that. And it also focuses a little bit more on like the art aspect of it as opposed to the like technical aspects.
For JCAV TV, I'm Malik Hall.
Looking for a place to plug in your phone or computer? Located outside are solar stations where you can enjoy being outside while also using your electronic device. The stations are powered by solar energy, which in turn allows you to charge your electronics while doing homework or studying. You can find them in front of the Student Center, in the courtyard, and in between the Carlson and Rainier Center buildings. Students and professors gathered in the Craig Auditorium on October 2nd for a presentation about the Midwest Innocence Project. The director of the project, Tricia Bushnell, aimed to bring awareness to wrongful convictions and teach students some measures to take should they find themselves wrongfully convicted. JCCC's Great Book Series continued this month with The Great Gatsby. This presentation in the series was given by Paul Restivo. Paul, an adjunct English professor, discussed the symbols and secrets that make this F. Scott Fitzgerald's work timeless. And now for sports, here's Kaylin McCoy with the Sports Report.
So like I said earlier, you didn't start the season off that well, 0-5. But since then, you have been 5-6. So what is it that the coach did to get you guys on path?
We kind of switched our lineup up a couple times, and practices have been more focused towards what we need to do to win instead of like going through the motions, doing just anything. But we've really been focused on winning, and what before matches, like the practice before matches, we'll watch film or like get ideas of how the other team plays and then work around that and figure out what spots we need to hit, where we need to serve, the weak links on the other team. So we've really been focusing on the other side of the court rather than our side of the court.
Well, that does it for today's Cav Report. This has been Sierra Winsiker. We'll see you next time.